Hi, welcome to The Fishing Dad. I'm Nate, and this time around I'm going to show you how I attached this seat riser and seat mod to my kayak. So stick around, we'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Nate here with the Fishing Dad. So today what we're going to do is gonna try to start this seat modification. As I said before on the first page, I didn't like the seat that it came with. So kind of just give you a quick show of that real quick. This seat, it's really flimsy. It might work in a pinch, but it sits straight flat down on the bottom of the kayak, and I kind of want to be a little bit elevated. I don't know if my legs and knees and lower back would be able to handle that for a long day out on the lake. So what we're going to do today, we're going to try to fix this stadium seat that I got from a coworker at she had laying around, and we're going to see how that works. The nice thing about the mod that I'm going to do is I can change this out and put a different seat on at a later time if I like the mounting setup. I might do a couple of temporary things to see how it works before I start drilling into my kayak, so why don't we go ahead and get started on that, and I'll bring you down and show you what we're going to do. Alright, so we're back down here. We're looking at how we're going to do this. So the idea is I'm going to use this crate as a riser. I'll figure out a way to fasten it down. I might figure out a way to just fasten it down with some kind of straps or something of that nature, so it's temporary before I start drilling holes in this. Once again, this is my first kayak. I'm not sure I want to start drilling holes into it until I'm ready and feel comfortable with it. So once we get this affixed down, cut out the way that I want it, we're going to pop this seat up here. I'm going to start by cutting out this slot and cutting out the entire face front. Now the reason why I like this crate for this is because if I cut it wide enough in the front, I should be able to get a good sized tackle box in there straight in, doubled up on top. Because it does, it fits quite nice in there, and if I leave a little bit of a lip, should be a good solution for that. So we're going to use just a regular standard cordless drill to start the pilot holes on the side here, and then we're going to use this jigsaw to cut out the rest of it. Let's go ahead and get set up on the little workmate, and we'll go from there. I want to do all my drilling that I need to right away. So on this side, we're going to just cut out our little slot. This is going to be the back side. So we'll go ahead and drill our holes. I'm going to drill 4 holes, 1 in each corner, just so that I have a good starting spot for all of them. So why don't we get that going? Make sure that your drill is in the drilling thing. All these other numbers and stuff, we'll get to those. But for drilling holes, the little tiny drill bit that shows up on the clutch, that's what you want to use. So let's go ahead and start drilling our holes. And just like that. This plastic is HDPE, which is the same plastic your kayak's made out of, actually. So I'm going to drill those holes. Now, on On the opposite side, I want to leave this bottom lip. Not both of them, just the, well, yeah, we're going to take out everything but this bottom lip here, and then this top ridge here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll go. So we're going to leave this top ridge, or this bottom ridge. Well, actually, it's the top ridge. Once we flip it over, it'll be the bottom. And then we want to leave this here. And then I want to cut out just on the inside of this. That'll give us some stability, some strength in there. But everything else is going to come out. So I'm going to start drilling my holes for that. Just a spot for our drill bit to get started. And we said we wanted to leave this top ridge here, so we'll go just inside this corner. Okay. And just inside this corner. All right. Then we're going to start our cuts with our jigsaw. Should be pretty easy. I don't see anything going wrong, but I'll cut it out. We'll probably speed up the video so you don't have to sit through the entire thing. But it should go pretty quick. I'm going to switch sides here. There we go. First side's cut out. Can do that too, but so the idea of this bottom ledge here is to catch your tackle box so it doesn't fall out. You see that? So then we'll flip it over. We'll cut out our one little panel here. I got both of our parts cut out. Now the idea is, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but we'll take our seat, clip it into place here. Now we can cinch it down. What do you think? You think that'll fly? Think that'll work? I'm sure it'll work. Another thing about this seat is it's got these pouches on it. I might take those off. But that's where we're at on that. That was quick and easy, right? No big deal. I think that'll fly. We're going to do a little test, not a test fit, but a little, see if that's going to hold my weight as is. So set it right down on the floor. I'll turn your camera here. Can you see that seat? All right. Oh yeah. I don't feel any deflection in the seat. I don't know how well it's going to hold up in the kayak really. But the seat's kind of not the greatest seat, but it should work for a little while anyway. And these things just seat back. Yeah, I'm sure that'll work. All right, so that's that. Now we're going to try to figure out a way to attach it to the kayak, and we'll bring you down for that too. Yeah? Okay, like I said, the burrs on here, just to make it look clean, I'm just going to take a little bit of sandpaper to it. Make sure that there's no sharp edges. Kind of run around. This plastic burr knocks off pretty easy. I suppose you could just use like a razor blade and run over the edges with it. That would work as well. One thing I played around with was using a little propane torch just to kind of melt them back. That seemed to work okay, but it's stinky in the basement, so I don't really want to do it that way. So I'm just going to give these a quick sanding so that it's nice and soft, broken edges. And you can go back and clean it up once you're done with the project too. You don't have to do it all right now. So one more thing before we get going on actually installing it is I've got this aluminum channel. We need to make some little L brackets, and just for fastening down our seat riser to the kayak. Now I thought of running an entire length along here. In fact, I'll probably do that. I'll run an entire length here, an entire length here, the entire length of this guy, and then we'll pop a couple of holes in it. That way we can locate our holes in the kayak before we go in. And we'll talk a little bit about fastening this down before we actually do it. But this angle, I believe I bought this at Fleet Farm. You may or may not have a Fleet Farm in your area. I think it was like $6. It's 16th of an inch thick by 3/4 by 3/4. I think they do have 1 inch by 1 inch, but 3/4 by 3/4 is going to do just fine for what I need it for. So we're going to go ahead and cut those. That's why I got those general purpose blades, because it'll cut through this no problem. So I'm going to measure out 2 brackets, one just as long as those. So the crate itself from the inside it looks like 10 1/4. So we're going to cut it at 10. Yep, we're going to cut them at 10 inches just to give ourselves a little bit of wiggle room there. And then I'll show you how to fasten those right onto here and punch the holes in the aluminum, and then we'll go from there. So we decided on 10 inches. Let's tighten down my workmate here. Now, if I was at work, I would just throw it in the vise. I don't have a vise at home. So, where'd my pencil go? Pencil's on the floor. That's a good place for it. So, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing out here. So, I'm just gonna go 10 inches. Mark it. Now, it doesn't have to be exact. It's hidden. We're not going for precision here. We're just going to make it work. Get our jigsaw. Probably should be wearing safety glasses while doing this. Be safe always. Let's move this in so I get a little bit more stability. Zap that up, and we're good to go. Now, just line it up. Little bit of a mishap, not too bad. But then again, you're gonna have a little bit of a burr on that, so try and take that down with your sandpaper. No reason to be cutting anybody. Okay. Got a little bit of a nub right there. Could use a file for this. You could use an angle grinder for this. But basically, you're just trying to knock off any sharp furs. Okay, there's one. I'll get the other one cut, and then we'll move on over to the crate.